Welcome, and here we go. Hi folks, welcome back. This is Tea Time. I have another guest today. I'm very lucky. It's been a good week. I have Mr. Javier Gonzales with me. Say hi, Javier, so they can see your face.
Hi. Hope everybody's doing pretty okay.
Yeah, we're going to do a little chat about some mental health things and just what's going on in the world and all of our brains and all the things that you and I have been talking about, folks, for the last little while. I thought I'd bring in a professional so that you know that I'm not just making it up. So thank you for coming, Javier. I really appreciate it. So what I've been telling them is that we're currently in the slow burn of fight or flight, which means that it's been consistent over a long time. We don't have a saber-toothed tiger coming after us, but it's creating the same chemicals in our body over and over and over again because we're in the what we've seen on the internet, the do not die situation of COVID-19. So can you just elaborate on what that kind of looks like?
Absolutely. So there's a couple of things. I love that you used that example of the saber tiger coming after us, because the reality of it for all of us to feel anxiety and feel nervous sometimes, like we are right now, it comes from back in the day when we were running around. We didn't have homes. We probably lived in caves, teepees, whatever we had. And so our brain and our body started to learn how to protect yourself and how to identify bad things that are going to come and get you. So moving forward, here we are. Nothing chases us anymore, but our brain is still hardwired to see bad things that are happening around us. And I don't know if any of you can relate. You know how many times I failed doing this. I failed telling my kids how wonderful they're doing, and they do awesome things throughout the day.
Yeah.
But don't let me catch them doing something that is not okay, because I'll catch it right now.
Yeah.
And that's not because I want to crack on them. It is unfortunate because it's hardwired in me, just like a switch in your brain, to identify threats. Well, when the kids screw up or do something silly, it's not a threat.
No, but your brain sees it that way.
Go ahead, Lori.
Your brain sees it that way, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what happens to us. The other problem that is happening to all of us is that we love the internet, we love the news, we like to be informed, but we also believe that everything we read is real. And that creates a lot of problems, because then we start getting into believing opinions and not facts. So it drives us crazy, and obviously our brain is always going to latch on to what feels familiar. So for example, if I come from a traumatic experience myself where life wasn't very good, or I'm always under stress, like we have for the last little while, I'm going to start looking for things that fit in what I think it is. So if I'm thinking negatively, I'm going to hone onto things that are not contributing to my good mental health.
So that idea that the energy that you put out into the universe, that I'm sure lots of people have heard, is the things that you bring back in. It's actually a pattern you're creating for yourself of thinking in negative or positive thoughts.
Absolutely, you're right about that. We become what we think. And the other thing is, what words are we using to describe our world? Somebody asked me today, what is my day like today, with all these worries about COVID and all that? I said, it's a wonderful day. I woke up to a beautiful lady who loves me. I open my windows. There's the mountain, fresh air. I'm very lucky. I'm very grateful. But that was the beginning of my day. And the first thing that I did after that was make up my bed, because that gave me a sense of accomplishment, and it's fueling me. I haven't stopped today, but it doesn't feel like I've been working all day. In fact, This is an honor to be here with all of you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. We were talking when we first came in before we started recording about my appearance and what I'm wearing and my bow tie and my shirt. And I think it's the same premise, is that I get up and get dressed for work every day. And then, like you said, when you're finished work, you take off your work clothes and put on your at-home clothes. Well, I'm doing the same thing. And I think that maybe a lot of the folks at home have fallen into the pattern of just wearing their pajamas all day, or not really worrying about, showering or hygiene or any of those things. And the reality of it is, no one's really going to see you at home notice that, but it has an effect on your mental health, about how you feel when you lose some of those routine things.
Absolutely does. You're right about that, Lori. And it is just like this. We need to trick our brain to what we want it to think. Otherwise, our brain's going to think for us. So, even that silliness of putting your work clothes on or something, it makes the brain see things a little different. I'm in my home. At first, I thought, I can't work out of home. It's my home, it's my second place. I don't want to bring anything here, so on.
Yeah.
Guess what? Having that division between a change of clothes and my transition into my home, it's been a fantastic thing. My kids were laughing at me one day for doing it.
Yeah.
But it makes a difference, and they are doing the same now. But I want to say something about kids and teenagers and everybody that is having to do different. You are not being homeschooled.
No.
You are going to do your schoolwork from home.
Yes.
So that's a little challenging and different for any one of us, including your teachers, your EAs, your poor parents that are not prepared sometimes to teach. I have kids at home. I'm not a teacher. It sucks sometimes. So guess what? You and your parents need to give yourself a break. You need to accomplish the things that you can. Of course, I'm asking you to do a good effort, but you need to give yourself a break when you're not getting it, when things are not working the same way. You're not in the school. It's just different. And you don't have sometimes the support that you need in the home the same as you have at school. So when things get tough, get out if you can. Go do something that is fun. Climb a tree, do fun things. Connect with your friends if you can. Don't connect yourself to the internet where you are doing the same things that are going to bond you, like spending your time doing games and then life is boring. Connect with people. I never had this opportunity, and connecting with Lori is making the highlight of my day.
Oh, see, I think the same thing. It's like there are things that I get to do now because I'm home and I have some scheduled time that I can schedule to connect with people virtually, that I would never really have had that connection because we're all busy doing other things. So I think you have to take advantage of the things that are positive in your situation and getting some connection. We're not saying go out and hang out in large groups of friends and not do social distancing, but connection in this way, whether it's Snapchat or FaceTime or a Google Meet or whatever, you do your best to try and connect with people so that you're not losing that social contact.
Absolutely. And that's another thing that's important. And I know I was a teenager. I didn't like rules. I still don't like all the rules. However, one of the things that we do as teenagers is we take risks. But I want to say this. You can take risks, but also be respectful of others, because I'm all for it. You can take your risks, but I don't think we have the right to put other people at risk. So that's why these silly rules about being distant from one another, that doesn't mean you can't see your friends.